This is the Halftime Show with Omar Al-Duri on Pulse 95.
Salam and welcome to the Halftime Show with Omar Al-Duri on Pulse 95 Radio. Right? Okay, Sharjah, this one is for you because we have a baller, a coach, a Sharjah women's ambassador as well on the show. Alyazya Alsuwaidi is on the show on Pulse 95 Radio. We're going to be talking about Sharjah DNA. We're going to talk about the UAE DNA, what the future has in store for our young athletes. If you are at the moment looking to participate in sport, the opportunities that you have and the goals that you have that are coming your way. We're going to all reveal that on the show today on Pulse 95 Radio. So don't go anywhere. I'll see you right after the break.
This is the Halftime Show with Omar Al-Duri on Pulse 95.
So now welcome to the Halftime Show with Omar Al-Duri. I am your host, covering everything sport, international and local. Pulse 95 Radio, you have a treat because we have one of Sharjah's finest and she's here. Now we go way back. Myself and her. Alyazya Alsuwaidi is on the show, an ambassador for Sharjah Women's Sport, a baller, as I like to call her, a coach as well, all that. And she's here on the show. Welcome, Alyazya.
Thank you. Good to see you. I'm glad we're talking again.
Yes. Nothing happened for the viewers. We didn't have a fight. It just took a little break, me and her, as we do, brother and sister. But it's great to have you back. You've been up to a lot. One of the things is the new project that's happening. Tell us about this new project.
So we have this new project that started over a year ago, I would say 13 months. We call it the Sports Incubators here in Sharjah Women's Sports. By cooperating with an organization called Rubu' Qarn under HHEO.
That's amazing. And with that, tell us the opportunities that this project presents.
So the reason why we even started this project, because Omar, you know, realistically, the life of an athlete, how it's supposed to be, and you know what the sports system in the UAE is like. Being a previous athlete, I know for a fact that there are no younger athletes that we can put into the first team and cover spots of athletes that have retired, for an example, or create a long-term plan for them that, you know, they're very, very talented because they started at a very young age doing the right, proper type of training. This is when this project came in. We worked with Rubu' Qarn, started and moved 6 Olympic individual sports and put them across Sharjah. Our targeted age group was between the ages of 6 to 12. And in the first phase only, which was about a year long, we got over 1,600 participants.
Wow.
That are all girls.
Wow. That's 6 training centers across Sharjah.
Across Sharjah, correct.
Wow. And these young girls, now, again, the reason why I call you ambassador is because you've opened up the gates for a lot of these girls to have these opportunities.
Oh, that's very sweet of you. Thank you.
Like how privileged are we to have you guys in Sharjah open up, you know, the opportunities for the new talent at such a young age?
Omar, honestly speaking, we're very talented with the heads that we have in our sports department and our sports management. And Sheikh Jawahar bint Hamad Al-Qasmi, she started this organization for this reason. And we're honestly very blessed to have such a great group of people that really understand our target right now, which is 2032, the Olympics. And it takes you at least 9 years to get there. So we're starting from now. What was very, very special about this first stage of the sports incubators was that I used to be the supervisor of one of the centers. So we just started this project, and me and all of the athletes that we have working here in the department, each one of us took a center for 3 months. We got the opportunity to be very involved with coaches, very involved with parents, very involved with the athletes, and helping them out every day, monitoring, writing lists, and getting all of that done. So it's very important for us as employees as well to get that type of, that opportunity to work in the field, so we're very blessed to do that. The first stage, one of the goals of the first stage was to have the participants practice sports for fun. Okay. When we say fun, we mean we're not going to go in there, give them a proper plan, tell them what to eat, tell them what to wear. punch in and punch out. It's not that type of environment.
Yeah.
We let them wear whatever they want, choose whichever sport they want, let them have their snacks whenever they want, and let them understand that sports is fun. It's not just about, following a specific training program, and it's not forceful. After the first stage was over, we had our experts come in, do some tests that show us an indicator of the potential of the girls and the potential of each training center and sport according to the Sharjah DNA. We came to the conclusion that certain sports have so much potential in the country. After stage 1 has ended and we started stage 2, we hired specialized coaches. We changed the number of sports in each center and picked only specific sports to focus on. And we have officially started stage number 2. And it's been very, very exciting.
Yes.
We have now a specific training program, and some of the girls in the training centers are going to be officially competing. Some have officially competed already.
Yes.
So this is the type of thing that you want to see happening in the UAE and in the Arab countries.
Yes.
Seeing girls that are 7, 8, 9 compete and being on the podium and doing very well, having the support that they need. That's what we're looking for.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh my God. So many things you just said there. We're going to take a quick break because I'm getting too excited. And when we get back, I would have calmed down a bit and I'm going to ask her more questions on the only place to be at 3, the halftime show on Pulse 95.
This is the halftime show with Omar Al-Duri on Pulse 95.
So now welcome back to the halftime show. I've calmed down, guys. I've calmed down. She was getting me excited. She mentioned all these things. I'm thinking about all these talented athletes that have the opportunity to do things. There's so much you said there, and I was holding myself because all these golden nuggets were coming out. One thing, when you went in to meet the families, what was that like? Because a lot of the times, as coaches, we get to meet the athletes, but we don't get to see who's created these athletes, any kind of like things that they've picked up from their parents. How was that meeting the kids' families first?
Let me tell you a little story. This happened, I would say, towards almost the very end of the first stage of the incubators. We have 4 athletes that play archery, and it's one of our very targeted sports. And these girls are 9, 10, 11, 12, and 15, approximately around that age range. So I went with the bus to pick them up for a 6 a.m. competition here in Sharjah.
Wow.
And as I was pulling up with the bus, the young athlete came out with her mother. And her mother was in tears because she's so happy that she's competing. And it was one of her first competitions. And then I realized that her mother was my teacher in university.
Really?
And then I realized that her mother is training with her sometimes during the week, getting her own training sessions.
Wow.
So seeing parents that support their athletes and want to do it with them, and they want to be part of the training process, and they want to be there for their competitions and support them and understand the sport, it's so special. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps that day because I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
So overall, they're very, very, very supportive.
Do you know there's something else? And me and you, Alyazya, we keep it straight. Like we're very, very like transparent with each other. Brother and sister do that all the time. When I'm seeing you talk about it, like the passion and the pride in your smile when you're talking about it in Sharjah and you're talking about the parents and the kids, it's something like you can't practice. It's just you either have it or you don't. And I'm so glad that people like yourself are behind this project to kind of nurture the young talent. You said something as well that I really liked before the break. And again, I don't forget these things. The selected sports. What are the selected sports that you found that our Sharjah girls were talented or excelling at?
So according to all of the tests, we have judo and taekwondo. Because there is a study that came out in the UAE a few years ago, and it says that the UAE DNA qualifies you to the Olympics with only 3 targeted types of sports. So self-defense, there goes judo and taekwondo, there are targeted sports.
Yeah.
Speed.
Love that.
You can qualify, but you can't get one of the very top level qualifiers. So our another targeted sport is athletics, that's 3. and an athlete and its equipment. So this can be shot put, it can be discus, it can be rowing, it can be any sport that involves an athlete and its equipment.
Yeah.
So our targeted sports are judo, taekwondo, athletics, fencing, and archery.
Yes. Okay. And there's something else you mentioned. Again, you said this term twice. You said it before the break, and I was just about to say something. then you said it now. You said DNA. First, you said Sharjah DNA, then you said UAE DNA. What is that?
So,
yeah.
You have external and internal.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
You have mindset.
Yes.
You can even involve atmosphere as DNA. Internal can be the way that, the way that you're made, your capabilities, your physiological capabilities, if that makes sense, where you are now and what you can do with that. So you need experts that tell you these things. I can't tell you these things. I studied business. It is far from my major, but you need people that are good and that have the right practice, international practice to implement this in your system.
Amazing. Something else I want to dive. You see, there's so much I want to do, and I have to kind of take a break. But before we take a break, one more thing on that. All these things have taken such a long time to build together. How long did this process take before you started stage one to put together for these kids?
I would say about 2 months of planning, approximately.
Yeah, that's
like
a lot.
intense planning.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to waste any more time.
Yeah.
You're given all of this money, you're given all of this privilege, you're given the location. Like, might as well place the proper system for it, and then it runs by itself.
Yes.
The system
it's like
just
a plug
runs.
and play, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
You place it, it runs. No one is stopping it anymore.
Yes.
This is how it should be.
Yes.
I hope, inshallah.
No one is stopping us here either, not even the break. So we're going to take a quick break. And when we get back, we're diving straight into it on the Halftime Show on Pulse 95.
This is the Halftime Show with Omar Al-Duri on Pulse 95.
Salam and welcome back to the Halftime Show. And if you're mad at missing this show with the sister right here, then you know what? Don't worry. You can catch all of our episodes on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, if you like a podcast, or if you prefer a visual and want to see us on Pulse 95 Radio YouTube channel, then you get to see the passion that the sister is talking about in all Sharjah women's sports. Now, Alyazya, again, there's something you said earlier, and I'm telling you, if this was like a one-shot podcast, we would have been flying. We're still flying, but I have to try and contain my excitement. You said something about the ultimate goal and that we have 9 years approximately to try and get our athletes there. What is the ultimate goal for these athletes?
All right. So honestly, I think it's 9 years approximately of placing and implementing, adapting, monitoring, and fixing the system that does not exist.
So you've had to build the system from scratch.
Literally from scratch.
Yeah.
And then you reach 2032, which is the real goal, which is the Olympics in Brisbane.
Yes.
Inshallah, we're hoping to get there by, choosing one of the athletes that is currently in our incubators, or whoever is in our sports club.
Yes.
And that is the real goal, the highest level of performance.
Yes. So, listen, I'm pumped. Like, for me to be a fly on the wall and to see what you guys are doing, obviously, Pulse 95 Radio is in the heart of Sharjah. So we get a chance to see. I remember when you were playing as well, athletes like yourself shine and open doors for others. And then now I see you in a position where there's a reason why you are where you are, and the passion that you have for the youth is inspiring. It's pretty good for them to see. But there's also things where building a system is not easy, and trial and error happens by nature. That's how we are built, right? How important is it to reflect on what's happening and to do it with the fantastic team that you have?
Okay, wait. First of all, I want to thank you Going back to your first point, because I don't forget as well. For those that don't know, we've been talking since 2020 and having our, our Zoom calls. I used to be in sports camps preparing for Arab tournaments, and I would be over here recording with Omar. So thank you for your support since day one.
My pleasure.
Going back to your question, Omar, if there was already a system, you would take it, fix it, and then implement it. Like, you would just see the errors. You would have proof for years and years before. Unfortunately, you don't have that in sports here because there is no proper system. So you have to create it from scratch and then see how it goes. So God knows in 10 years where we'll have to edit everything as we go all over again because, it didn't work for us. It scares you sometimes. This is why we have our team consists of people that have been working in the UAE in the sports industry in different fields for the past 35 years, where they have seen the trial and error and they already know where the gaps are to a certain extent. So they understand. And what's so special about these people that we have here, they have seen the best practices in the world. They've traveled to Paris, to America, to the best Arab regions that have the greatest systems, just to see what would work here based off of our DNA. So it's great having our amazing group here.
I'm super proud. I honestly, it's again, being a fly on the wall is great. I get a chance to experience it. I get a chance to speak to you about it. What's next, like, for you as a person? Like, because I know you're so selfless. Like, you like to give to the community and do all these things. What's next for you?
What's next for me is a very tough question.
Okay.
So we have two different goals here. One is my professional goal and one is my personal goal. My professional goal, finish the incubators project strong by the end of the year and then follow up for the next few years. We have the Arab tournament happening in February 2024, and then our short-term goal 2026, Dakar, focusing on that. 2028, LA, 32, the real goal, Brisbane. So we have our little stops, which are the Olympics. So my focus is only on these projects and how we can get the maximum out of them. My personal goal is everything you see around me here in my background.
I see it.
Ever since I retired from basketball, I've been hiking a lot. I've summited the highest in Africa and in Europe just last month. And I'm planning to do a lot more, inshallah.
Amazing. I'm looking forward to it. And again, we're fortunate for the Sharjah team that reached out to me to tell me, actually, for those that don't know, we want you to speak to one of our ambassadors. And I said, yeah, who is it? And they said, Alyazya. I said, okay, just send me her stuff. I'll have a look. And then when I actually realized, I was like, Maro, I
already know her.
I know this person. We go way back.
Exactly.
I got lost in Sharjah with my wife looking for her.
Exactly.
We're going to take a quick break, and it's almost full time on the halftime show. For me, it's just such a privilege because I have fun doing these shows with Alyazya.
Always.
We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back for the final segment on the only place to be at 3, the halftime show on Pulse 95.
This is the halftime show with Omar Al-Duri on Pulse 95.
Salam, and welcome back to the halftime show. I can't believe it's almost full time on the halftime show. Like I said before, kind of lucky. I just get to sit here and interview some fantastic people, but that's what I do here on Pulse 95 Radio. And Alyazya, thank you again for your time. Again, there was a lot of things that we kind of spoke about in terms of the event, in terms of the information about the event, or even how people can follow what's happening. Where can they go and search for all the information?
They can just follow our Instagram account, Sharjah Women's Sports. Everything is on there, from the incubators to the sports club to every tournament that's happening. We post daily updates about our initiatives, so they can just follow our social media account.
Yeah, fantastic. See, and it wasn't, she said it in such a graceful way. It wasn't even a plug. I'm the one who asked the question.
Yeah, it wasn't me, guys.
No, you guys have been fantastic. I'm so grateful for your time. I know you're super busy and you have your hands full with everything, but again, you always make time for us on Pulse 95 Radio, and especially with the halftime show. It's so nice to be able to speak to you again.
It's great that you make time for us. We know that this is very last minute. And just so you know, I didn't mention this earlier, but Marwa asked me. I told her that I want to meet with you. So
Oh,
surprise.
okay. Okay. So again, thank you, Alyazya. Thank you, Marwa, as well, for connecting us again. Marwa is always going to be that connector for us.
Yes, I think so.
It's been great.
So
I'm very,
thank you
very
for your
grateful.
time.
My pleasure. Remember, guys, you can catch us every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, 3 to 4 UAE time. And if you do miss it, the podcasts are available. And thanks to Super Mario at Pulse 95 Radio. Also, the episodes are uploaded on YouTube. Take care, guys. For myself and Alyazya, salam.